The Gilpin Demolition Group consists of 3 companies, which is Gilpin Demolition itself, which does the demolition, Gilpin Environmental, which undertakes the asbestos removal, and also Gilpin Scrap Metals, which is our yard and recycling centre. I started on my own first, and then had a couple of people working with me. A couple of chaps came to help me, and then gradually we got more and more men that worked for me. But it was sort of starting with a small sledgehammer and then get into a bigger and bigger sledgehammer. Except that big sledgehammer is now a big orange one. With Gilpin Demolition, you know, a client could employ us on a job, and it could be a sort of one-stop shop where we can take the site on at the early stages. We can put up all the hoarding and get the site ready, and we can demolish the site. Also, we can prepare all the land and the ground ready for building. So he can hand a project over to us, which could be a sort of bit of a headache in his eyes and a bit of a liability. And he gets the site back, or the company gets the site back that's ready for the new construction. Gilpin Environmental are licensed by the Health and Safety Executive to remove asbestos. And with that licence, we've got to adhere to very strict rules and regulations and legislation. So we can't afford to break those rules, otherwise we lose our licence and we're not stripping asbestos. So we've got very high standards that we have to maintain. We're used to working with the local authorities on high-profile jobs, so it's in the public eye, this job, so we need to make sure we get everything right. One of the problems associated with this hotel is it has a live substation at one end. So if we knock that out, there'll be 5,000 homes without electricity. Another problem is, well, not a problem, but a risk that we need to mitigate is the public highway to the front of the building, where during the demolition we need to make sure that the road is closed and the public don't have access there and get the risk of flying debris.
My name's Paul Nichols and I'm the Commercial Director for the Gilpin Demolition Group. There's 4 parts to what I do. The first part is driving down risk to the company, making sure that we mitigate risk at all stages. The second part to what I do is looking at driving down costs to the company and making sure that we work efficiently. The third thing of what I do is looking at alternative ways of working and new business ideas. And then the final thing that I do is looking at marketing and marketing strategy for the company. The company is a very good company. It's been going for a long time. We're ever evolving into the industry and looking at alternative ways of working, but things are going well. We've been running for 35 years now, a very professional company, and we pride ourselves on quality, quality management and the way that we process our work and the way that we project manage our work. We work off a basis of a portfolio, creating project pipelines and program management. We've got fully qualified and certified and chartered project managers amongst the teams, and we've got a lot of engineers as well that also work for us.
We do a lot of work on the railway, requires a lot of involved preparation. We prepare for works often 3 or 4 months in advance of the actual demolition works itself. There's a lot of information to input into that, into the works, make sure that it happens on the night as we want it to. It's quite often a time-constrained environment. The works have to take place in a short period of time, and it's important that that gets done and the rails are handed back in sufficient time for the train companies to open and run the morning after the works.
As the company's grown and got bigger, we've opened up our own scrap yard and waste recycling yard. So a lot of our waste now comes straight from the demolition sites, goes back to our scrap yard, gets processed. The scrap metals go back to our scrap yard and get processed. And this gives us recycling rates now of over 90%.
Our company recycles up to 90% of its demolition waste from its sites. That's far in excess of the EU remit of 70%. All the waste that's created on site is separated into its various waste streams for onward recycling. The materials that are left on site help to develop the site in the construction process.
Each day we monitor and support all of our transport requirements, such as routine maintenance, service scheduling, MOT preparation, and any other issues which may come to light with our over 80 vehicles, light, heavy commercial vehicles and plant, now ranging up to 150 tonnes heavy haulage. We manage this fleet in-house. This minimises any potential downtime, keeping our fleet running 24 hours a day, 7 days a week across the UK.
My job with Gilpin's is a very interesting job. You can never plan your day. You come in and things change all the time. This is the nature of demolition, which makes it that little bit better. The heavy plant comes in here for hard facing, structural repair, could be cracked or just basically just to be cleaned. But at the end of the day, because we like to keep everything regimental, and when you go to site, it needs to work. The last thing we want is things to turn up on site and not be working.
For the environmental side of things, our guys have been operating for 30 years. We've just won the ACAD award for the leading best practice in the UK, which is set us aside now for the other contractors out there. So it's working well. We look after our client, whether it be a large job or a very small job. We'll look after them in the same way. We pride ourselves on our relationships with our clients. We always like to make sure that we've got a great working relationship with them, help out where we can and provide the information that we can as and when is needed. Now, we work on such a diverse range of projects. We can be working over bridges and over sea at one point, and then we can be in the commercial side of things, pulling down big hotels. We do a lot of work on bridges, we do a lot of work on the rail. We work off possession times for them, and we work good long hours, and we sort of take pride in our work, but it's such a diverse range of projects that we handle that it always keeps you on your toes. But we have a good time, we have a good laugh with the lads, and yeah, it's really enjoyable.